Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Christelle Martinette, and I'm breaking my holiday silence. But I'm coming in with a mid-January, from January 15th to the end of January, I'm reading now, it must be the 6th of January, and I'll be uploading them to tell you how many celebrations that we will be celebrating coming up. So there is a New Year celebration in a Julian calendar, the celebration that has sort of like a Christmas, then a New Year's coming up. But January 15th itself has a numerous amount of celebrations that we can follow. For example, there is the National Hat Day on a very very low level, but for those of us who wear hats, and I'm a hat wearer, I celebrate. There's a Humanitarian Day on January 15th. There's also the National Sanctity of Human Life Day, which every year I come in and celebrate. January is an especially particular month for me. For those of us who like ice cream, there's a Strawberry Ice Cream Day, the 15th of January. But also there is World Religion Day, which is always the third Sunday of January, and World Snow Day. And here, I'm in the mountains now, and if you can see out that window, it's all white. We have about coming up to a yard of snow, 1, 2, 3 feet. It's at a meter now. I was just outside, it was freezing outside. I've been shoveling. So this is just to welcome you back and welcome myself back. Now let's get into the second half of January reading. Hi Leo, this is Christelle Martinette. Just a second, let me shut the door. Okay, to keep the unwanted noise out. And I have here my Vera Sibilla cards oracle deck that I'll be using as the basis for your spread for the second half of January, from the 15th to the 31st. And then I'll use a tarot deck, the Silver Witchcraft Tarot, to highlight certain areas. And I'll close the reading with a runes casting. Let's see what's in store for you, Leo, in the second half of January. Okay, there's a yearning in the that underlies the entire period, and it's really yearning, looking back and hoping and yearning and waiting. There's for some of you, this means that waiting because you were not willing to come forward and contact another person. That's for some of you. Of course, these are general readings, but the messages I get here are given to me to give to someone. And what I'm seeing is that yearning and the wait because you don't want to come forward is not going to help matters, because the wait before another person, a significant other, the person that you're waiting on, be it a partner in crime, a business partner giving you an answer, or a romantic partner, is going to not come. It's not going to come. They would like to have more input from you. And even if it's just a nudge, a wink, some kind of message from you, knowing that you're open to a future conversation, a future communication, some form of communication. This seems to be characterizing lately, the state of affairs for you, Leo. And however, despite what I've said up until now, there is, and I see it very clearly, an opening where you both will meet, and there will be happiness there, and I see that very clearly. But, I could say, you knew this yourself. It's as if you already knew that, but there's this slight bit of insecurity there, But it is true. There's, there's the happiness in the heart, and there is the riunione, meeting, allegrezza al cuore, and all through, again, allegria, right next to the allegrezza al cuore, double whammy. The Constance is the focus card, and then we have our vecchia signora, who speaks to positive change. Then what occurs here? There's a third party here, nemica, an enemy. There's a third party here that you catch wind of, and it's almost as if this information coming in serves you well in order for you to enact communication. It's almost as if, for those of you who don't want to come forward, you hear about a third party coming in. That significant other has started dating someone else. That significant other has picked up another relationship. That significant other is about to get married. That will finally spur you into movement, and very quickly you contact that person. La lettera, gran consolazione. Okay, that helps the situation along. But it's not, we're reading for that second period of January. So it's not going to play out entirely in that period. What is going to happen is some more sadness. The doctor, dottore, and prigione, prison. There's going to be a sort of sensation where you're immobilized, where you cannot go forward because there's something else involved. There's another party involved. There's a marriage underway. There's an engagement that has just taken place, So, but it is something that nudges you into action, quite interestingly. Let me take the Silver Witchcraft Tarot to highlight this enemy, get some more information on that person, and this sadness. Okay, so let's start with the past. Let's start with the beginning, the sadness and the waiting, this yearning. Okay. What do I have here? I've got the Emperor, the Three of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles. Now, the state of affair, the present state of affairs is a state that you control more or less. You're on steady ground. You know how things are. You know how things have played out. You know your situation. And you've come to the realization that there is no other way, that there really is no other way that things can be. And you've come to accept the situation, and you're quite pleased with it. And that's how that's more or less the underlying theme of the period. But there is that yearning that is not explainable to yourself. You don't understand why. No matter, there's an expression in Italian, la lingua va dove il dente duole. The tongue always touches the tooth that hurts, And so the person, the significant other that's high on your mind will always come to the fore. Now, let me take a look at this enemy. Okay. Well, it's what Ten of Cups. It's a person who has come into the scene at a moment in time. This is the Ten of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Knight of Wands. This is a person who's come in to mobilize you, remind you of how things could be happy, how happy they could be. And spiritually speaking, you realize, well, the Hierophant is there to talk about love. The Hierophant is there to talk about what is important in life, regardless of this Nine of Pentacles that has you sitting pretty and complacent in economic terms. But the true energy of these three cards is the Knight of Wands, which comes in to move and stir things up and move you into action. These last two cards I'm going to take, highlight with the tarot, this Doctor and the Prison, because it seems that at the end of the 2-week period, at the end of the month, you are left in the same situation of not knowing how things shall proceed. The Seven of Swords, the Eight of Swords, there's a progression there, and the Six of Cups. Now, it's almost as if there were contradictory messages here, but in truth, the Seven and the Six of Cups are mirroring each other, and you do rush forward against your better judgment, of staying put and watching things play out of your hands. The Six of Cups has told you there should be a return. You've done your piece. You've done your as much as you can do. Now it's time for the other person to step forward. I'm going to take 3 more cards on this Amalato. There's an ill one at the top of the spread. Okay. All right. We've got the Eight of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, and the Fool card. And it's sort of, the old one, this Amalato, is talking about tension that is that comes to the surface and knocks on your door. Tick, 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 tick. Leo, remember, there's a person that you love. Why don't we start over again? Take the first step and move forward. All right, now I'm going to take the runes and cast them to see what they can add here. Oh, okay, very interesting. Usually many come out. 3 have come out. And I have the rune of need right over Constance and Alegria, happiness, as if it is saying that there are 2 things that you really do need. One is the happiness in your life, and one is the stability in your life. And the other 2 runes, very interestingly, talk about an exchange, and that leads to the communication that is being suggested here, and ultimate joy. It was Diag there. This is joy. Wow. Well, for me, it's a very clear message, Leo. I hope this was of help to you. And namaste until we meet again to our next reading. Bye-bye.